Welcome, welcome, welcome to our day 15 of Magically Heal Your Relationships, a chapter in the Magic Book by Rhonda Byrne. Today is about healing our relationships, so let's go and understand a lot about this. So let's read through. If you have a difficult or broken relationship, are suffering from a broken heart, or hold any resentment or blame towards another person for anything, you can change it through gratitude. Gratitude will magically improve any difficult relationship, whether that person is a husband or wife, brother or sister, son or daughter, partner, boss, business client, work colleague, mother or father in law, parent, friend, or neighbor. When we are faced with a difficult relationship or a challenging situation in a relationship, in almost all cases, we are not in the least bit grateful for the other person. Instead, we are busy blaming the other person for the problems we have with them. And that means we don't have a shred of gratitude. Blame is never going to make a relationship better. And it's never going to make your life better. In fact, the more you blame, the worse the relationship gets and the worse your life gets. Whether it's a current relationship or a past relationship, if you harbor bad feelings towards another person, practicing gratitude will eliminate those feelings. Why would you want to remove your bad feelings about another person? So Gautam Buddha describes this. He was a founder of Buddhism, as we all know. He says, holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burnt. So, very simply, bad feelings about another person burn your life, but gratitude will eliminate them. So, if we keep complaining, criticizing about somebody, about some relationship, keep finding faults, our life will get worse because our relationship will get really, really bad. On the contrary, if we start counting our blessings, start ignoring the bad side and only expand the good side, that beautiful, intensified, purposeful gratitude will magically improve any relationship, no matter how difficult it is. So, very important not to be that cold, not to hold that anger and throw it at somebody else, but just to start expanding our gratitude. For example, if you have an ex partner who's connected to you through your children and the relationship isn't good, look at your children's faces and realize that they wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for your ex partner. Your children's lives are one of the most precious gifts you have. Look at your children and give thanks to your ex partner for their lives every single day, as well as bringing peace and harmony to the relationship. Through your example, you will be teaching your children the greatest tool for their life, gratitude. Or if you're suffering from a broken heart or grief due to a relationship having ended, you can use gratitude's magical power to transform your pain. Gratitude magically transforms emotional pain into healing and happiness faster than anything else. And the story of my parents is a perfect example of that. So Rhonda Byrne is talking about her story with her parents. She says, my mother and father fell in love with each other virtually at first sight. From the moment they met, they were truly grateful to be with each other. And they had had the most beautiful marriage I've ever seen. When my father died, my mother understandably suffered from enormous grief. After months of suffering, she began to use gratitude's magical power. And despite her immense grief and pain, she looked for things to be grateful for. She began with the past and she recalled all the wonderful times of happiness she had received through the decades with her father, Donna Byrne's father. Then she took the next big step and she looked for things to be grateful for in the future. One by one, she found them. She found or remembered things she had always wanted to do but didn't have time to do when her father was alive, when my father was alive. And with this courageous step of gratitude, opportunities to fulfill her dreams magically poured in, and her life became rich with happiness again. The magical power of gratitude gave my mother a new life. For today's magical practice, you're going to look for a hot coal and that is burning your life, and literally turn it into the goal through gratitude. Choose one difficult, problematic, or broken relationship that you want to improve. It doesn't matter whether the person is currently in your life or it's a past relationship and the person is no longer in your life. The person could be alive or the person could probably have crossed over. It doesn't matter. Sit down and make a written list of 10 things you're grateful for about the person you've chosen. Think about through the history of the relationship and list the great things about the person or the great things you received from the relationship. The easiest way to do this is to think back to the ways things were before the relationship deteriorated or ended. If the relationship was never good, then think hard about any good qualities in the person because they are here. The magical practice is not about who's right or wrong. No matter what you feel someone has done to you, no matter what someone said or didn't do, you can magically heal the relationship and you don't need the other person in order to heal it. Plus, remember one thing, it doesn't matter whether we are thinking about the person or we have a picture of him in front of us. We don't have to talk to the person. It's just about mentally connecting to the wavelength and solving it. So we look at one problem that we're having. Now we have to find the gold in every relationship. So let's read about that. There is gold in every relationship, even the difficult ones. And to bring riches to all your relationship and your life, you have to find the gold. As you dig and discover a nugget of gold, write it down. Address the person by name, express your sentence, your gratitude in sentence, saying name, I'm grateful for. Example, for what? Example, she's talking about now, Rhonda Byrne is talking about her husband with whom she's separated, but she's counting the positive side of a relationship. She says, Paul, I'm grateful for our time together. While our marriage did end, I learned a lot. I'm so much more wiser today, and I use what I learned from a marriage in many of my relationships today. Number two, Paul, I'm grateful for everything you did to try and make our marriage work because 10 years of marriage means you did try. Three, Paul, I'm grateful to you for our children. The joy I receive from them every day could not be without you. Fourth, Paul, I'm grateful to you for the hard work and long hours you put in to support our family. While I was at home taking care of our children, it was a big responsibility to have all of us depend on you. So thank you. Paul, I'm grateful to you for the precious moments I had with the children as they grew up. I got to see our children talk and walk for the first time, and I know you didn't have that opportunity. So rather than complaining that her husband was not available when children were walking or talking in initial days, she's very well telling him that, you supported us and we're thankful, and I had that opportunity, you didn't. So no complaining, no nothing. Number six, Paul, I'm grateful for your support when I went through a difficult time of grief and loss. Seven, Paul, I'm grateful to you for the times when I was sick and you did your best to take care of me and the children. Eight, Paul, I'm grateful for the great times we've had, and we did have so many. Nine, Paul, I'm grateful that you want to continue to be a father to our children. Number 10, Paul, I'm grateful for your support and the time you want to give to our children. I know they mean as much to you as they do to me. By the time you finish your gratitude list of 10 things, you should feel much better about the person and the relationship. The ultimate point you want to reach is where you don't have any bad feelings towards a person anymore, because it's your life that is harmed by those feelings. Every relationship is different. And if need be, you may choose to repeat this magical practice over several days until you reach the point where you don't have any bad feelings towards a person anymore. If you're using gratitude's magical power to improve a current relationship, you will see the relationship begin to change miraculously before your very eyes. It only takes one person to magically change your relationship through gratitude. but it is the person who uses gratitude who receives the benefits in their whole life. If you choose a past relationship, whether you are in contact with the person anymore, you will feel a sense of peace and happiness fill you. And at the same time, you will see other current relationships in your life magically improve. In the future, if a relationship becomes challenging, remember to use this magical practice immediately. You will stop the difficulties before they get any bigger. Instead, you will increase the magic in the relationship. And it's very, very, very powerful. I've tried it. It really works like magic. So if there's any stress, a strain in some relationship, think about it and start counting the 10 blessings of what was good in the relationship. And you will find magically the relationship will heal and become so much nicer. Today, let's do the practice. Let's read it to understand what we do. What do we have to do? Magic practice number 15. Magically heal your relationships. Number one, and the most important, counting our blessings, making a list of 10 blessings with the reason why we're grateful. Rereading our list, and at the end of each blessing, repeating the words thank you, thank you, thank you, whether spoken or whether just in our mind. And feel as grateful for that feeling, that blessing as you can. Number two, choose one difficult, problematic, or broken relationship that you want to improve. Three, sit down and make a written list of 10 things you're grateful for about the person you've chosen. Write it down in the following way. Dash, I'm grateful for the reason. Number four, just before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, thank you for the best thing that happened during the day. That's it. Any doubts about this? Okay, super. So let's connect tomorrow and let's take this forward. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lots of love.
Thank you, Prachi.
Thanks, bye.